Hello viewers, a very warm welcome to our channel. It's very good to have you here. In this video, we are going to have a look at how you can perform a battery drain test or a parasitic draw test. A parasitic draw test or a parasitic drain test is when an electrical component in your car continues to draw power from the battery after the ignition switch is turned off and the car is locked. Small amount of draw is normal to keep memories alive in your ECU, radio, clock. This is typically 50 milliamps or 0.05 amps or less in modern cars. A problem occurs when this draw is excessive, draining your battery overnight or draining your battery in few days. Now, how can you do a parasitic drain test or a drain test on your battery? Well, the first thing, confirm the battery is fully charged. Weak battery will give misleading results. Change it to a fully charged battery if the battery is not fully charged. Well, let's go ahead and see how you can perform a battery drain test on this Isuzu pickup truck. After making sure the battery is fully charged, you can disconnect one of the battery terminals. You can either disconnect the battery positive or the battery negative. Both are possible, but if you disconnect the battery negative, that will be safer. If you disconnect battery positive, however, make sure that the battery positive terminal should not be touching any metal surface. Any body part, if it touches, that will cause electric spark. So make sure that you are using the battery negative, but if it is not possible, you can go ahead and use the battery positive. The test result will be the same because the testing ammeter will be connected in series to the battery circuit. Now for this test, because the battery positive is a little closer to us, we will be using the battery positive terminal for demonstration. You need a digital multimeter that can read DC ampere for this test. Go ahead and select the 10 ampere maximum current setting. Then, if you find the reading is lower, you can go ahead and select a lower milliampere setting. Always remember, a drain less than 0.05 ampere is acceptable. If it is greater than that, it is not acceptable. Plug the red lead on the 10 ampere plug and the black on the battery negative terminal of the multimeter, which is on the common, and then insert the multimeter in series to a disconnected battery circuit. That is how you perform a battery drain test. Once the multimeter is connected and the probes are made ready, go ahead and disconnect the battery terminal. Now, because we are disconnecting the positive, we are making sure it is remaining on the plastic casing. Otherwise, it can cause short circuit. Then, select the 10 ampere setting on the multimeter. Once that is selected, and make sure that you are on DC ampere, then go ahead and insert the multimeter in series between the disconnected battery terminal and the battery post. Let's go ahead and do that. Now plus is connected to the disconnected terminal, and then touch with the black the battery terminal post. Now as you can see, 0.26 ampere is being recorded. Maximum of 0.26 ampere is recorded. It is fluctuating. Finally, it has came down to 6 milliampere. Let's go ahead and redo it. See, it is now 0.17 something. The reading is fluctuating. This indicates there is a problem either with the multimeter connection or the electric circuit that is being activated on the drain side might be operating intermittently. Anyhow, as you can see, there is a drain recorded on the multimeter. If the reading is larger than 0.05 ampere, that is excessive drain on most modern cars, and you need to pinpoint what is causing the problem. If it is less than that, you can leave it as it is because some electrical modules can generate that much current. Now, what would the reading be like if there is a large circuit draining your battery? Look at this reading, for example. We have intentionally turned on an electric load to demonstrate how it should appear if there is a circuit that is continuously draining your battery. As you can see, ampere of more than 2 ampere is being recorded. If you find large drain current, then go ahead and locate the fuse box. Try to locate which circuit is causing the drain. For this, you need either to use the diagram on the fuse box, or you can use manual of your vehicle to pinpoint which fuse belongs to which circuit. And whenever disconnecting fuse, make sure that you are doing it systematically. Don't disconnect major fuses like ECU fuse and module fuses, because that can wake the vehicle again. Go ahead and disconnect fuse one by one, turn by turn, and looking at the multimeter reading while doing so. If you saw significant drop in the current reading of the multimeter, then that respective fuse is to blame. That fuse, the circuit on which that fuse is activating, is the one that is draining your battery. Once the fuse is known, you can go ahead and refer to the diagram on the fuse box board itself or on your car's manual to pinpoint which circuit is causing the problem. That way, you can pinpoint a circuit that is causing your battery to drain. You must simulate the car being asleep. Turn off all accessories, including radio, lights, AC, everything, turn it off, and then turn off the ignition switch and remove the key from the cylinder. Now, then go ahead to lock the car with the door remote. This is very crucial as many modules don't go to sleep until the car is locked. Then, open the hood. If the car has a hood sensor, you may need to detach it, or if there is a light inside the hood, you need to disconnect it, because once the hood is open, that might continue running, that might mimic a drain. Then wait for the car to go to sleep for 30 minutes, half an hour. You can go ahead up to 45 minutes. Then after that, and only after that you will perform a battery drain test. If you locate what is causing the battery drain, then go ahead and fix the circuit. It could be a malfunctioning switch, it could be a short circuit somewhere in the system that can cause battery drain. Well, the most common causes of excessive parasitic current draw include, for example, glove box lights. If the switch is faulty and the light stays on, that can drain your battery. If you have aftermarket accessories that are poorly installed, for example, poorly installed car alarm, poorly installed stereo, GPS trackers, or dash cams, this can cause battery drain. These are usually the #1 culprit when it comes to excessive battery drain. If there is a relay that is stuck, a relay that can't get stuck in the on position, turning on any electrical load, that can also be a cause for parasitic battery drain. And on old or failing modules, that can cause battery drain as well. If there is a power seat module, if there is a radio not functioning properly, if the alternator rectifier diodes are failing, or if they draw excessive power, all this can cause battery to drain. And any switch that's stuck, a door jump switch, thinking a door is open when it is actually closed, if it is stuck, all that can lead to excessive parasitic drain. So this is how you can perform a battery drain test. Another alternative is there. You can test battery drain by using voltage drop. Checking voltage drop across every fuse can also be another alternative to performing a battery drain test. So, as a safety precaution, whenever you are doing a battery drain test, always disconnect the battery correctly. For this test, we have used the positive battery terminal, but it is well recommended to use the negative terminal. Always disconnect the battery negative terminal first. Otherwise, if you disconnect the positive terminal, take extreme care. It will short, it will contact the body. If it contacts any metal part, it can short out your circuit. Avoid any short circuit. Be careful when metal tools are around the battery terminal. They should not be shorting out. And always use the correct multimeter setting. Starting with a 10 ampere setting, that will prevent blowing the multimeter internal fuse. If the reading is very low, you can then proceed to switch to a little lower milliampere setting for more precise reading. And if you suspect that, if you find out there is a battery draining leakage current, don't pull fuse randomly. On modern cars, pulling certain fuses like the ECU fuse can cause the car to wake back up, resetting your test. So be methodical. Always make sure that you follow the manual if you have a car owner manual, maintenance manual, and be sure to know what fuses are responsible for which circuit. So by following this guide, you can systematically diagnose and find the source of a battery drain, saving you a costly trip to the mechanic. Well, there are some things that can mislead reading from a battery drain test. For example, not waiting long enough. As we have said earlier, especially modern vehicles with CAN bus system can take up to 45 minutes for all modules such as radio and telematics to go to sleep. Testing too early gives a false high reading. So wait at least 45 minutes, half an hour or something in order to make sure that all the circuits are sleeping. You can do this by simply lock the car and wait at least 30 minutes before taking your final reading. The other common pitfall is leaving a door open or leaving a hood open when performing this test. If the door or a poor ajar switch is there, that will keep interior lights and modules active, preventing the car from sleeping. So use the key fob to lock the car and manually latch the door hood switch if your car has one. Otherwise, if you open the hood in order to get access to the battery, that will turn on a light and that will result in false high reading. And the other common pitfall is using the wrong meter setting. Putting the probe in the milliampere port and then testing a large draw will blow the multimeter internal fuse. So always when measuring current, start with the larger current setting. Always start with the 10 ampere port and then switch to lower milliampere if you find the initial reading is very low. Ignoring aftermarket equipment is another problem. Aftermarket parts such as GPS, dashcams, and alarms are the most common cause of drains due to poor installation, so check this first. Look for any non-factory wiring tapping onto the fuse box. Make sure that those circuits are functioning properly as well. And don't pull the wrong fuse. Pulling a fuse for a critical module like the BCM can cause the car to wake up, resetting the entire sleep cycle and your test. So consult the fuse diagram. Pull non-essential fuses like audio, seat, sunroof, all those lights. Pull those first in order to pinpoint a current draining circuit. These are some of the things that you need to consider when performing a battery drain test. If you find the faulty circuit, don't just replace the part. Instead, diagnose the component. Ask yourself, why did that component fail? Is it switching mechanically stuck? Is there some corrosion in the connector causing a short circuit? Just don't go to conclusions that the part has failed. Always diagnose the component. Repair or replace if you find the component to be faulty. You can fix the stuck switch, you can remove faulty aftermarket part, or replace the failing control module if there is anything associated to a control module problem. And then verify the repair. This is the most important step. Repeat the parasitic battery drain test from the beginning. Once a component has been replaced, once a circuit has been repaired, you have to redo the test. Lock the car, wait it to sleep, and confirm that the draw is now within a normal specification. It should be less than 50 milliampere. And if any modules have recorded a fault, clear fault codes. Disconnecting the battery or module may have stored fault codes. You can use an OBD2 scanner to clear them. And on some vehicles, relearning is very crucial. Some cars may require a window or sunroof relearn procedure after power is disconnected. So by mastering these advanced techniques and being aware of the common pitfalls, you can perform a battery drain test successfully and diagnose even elusive parasitic drains with confidence. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you in this video regarding some of the things that you can do in order to make sure there is a battery drain, in order to check if there is a battery drain. If you find this video helpful and if you enjoy what has been presented, please do smash the like button. If you are new to this channel, do consider subscribing, turn on notifications so that you will be the first to get notified whenever we come up with another video. Until then, stay safe.